Welcome back to the Maelstrom, ladies and gentlemen. We are trying out the ATC missions again. Blood Angels versus Craftworlds 1850 with 5 objectives. This is the 6th draft of the missions. We will have the description in the link below with a link that will send you to a copy of the mission, how it all works, all that good stuff. So for this mission, there are 5 crusade objectives. We have one here, one there, one in the fountain, one in the center, and the 5th one over here. So crusade and then progressive purge the alien, which we will keep a track of that and a ticker between turns as we go. We will be right back with the armies. Oh, also hammer and anvil. Left side is Blood Angels, yes, and right side is Craftworlds, hammer and anvil. So we'll be right back with the armies. First up, we have the Blood Angels.
Okay, so my HQ and my warlord is a chaplain with melta bombs on a bike. For my troops, I have a 10-man tactical squad with a heavy flamer, combi flamer riding in a rhino. Then I have a 10-man tactical squad with a multi-melta gun combi melta riding in a rhino. Then I have 2 identical 5-man tactical squads with plasma guns, and they are in Razorbacks armed with a las cannon and a twin-link plasma gun. Then for my elites, I have a Furioso dreadnought with a frag cannon and a heavy flamer in a drop pod with a Deathwind launcher. Then for my fast attack, riding around with the chaplain, are 6 bikes with 2 grav guns. For my heavy supports, I have a pair of Baal Predators with heavy bolter sponsons, a Vindicator with overcharged engines and a siege shield, and 10 Devastators with 4 las cannons.
Alright, so there you have it. That's the Blood Angels. Next up, we have the Craftworlds.
Alright, I have a combined arms attachment being led by Magan Ra. I have a Farseer on a bike with a special spirit stone. In troops, I have a squad of 3 Wind Riders with 1 scatter laser, a squad of 10 defenders with a scatter laser, a Falcon with a broad lance and hollow fields, a fire prism with an underslung cannon and hollow fields. Then I have a aspect host with 6 whipping hawks, 5 warp spiders, 5 dark reapers with reaper shot. And then I have a Dire Avenger Shrine. All 3 are 7-man squads in Wave Serpents with Twin Link Scatter Laser and Hollow Builds.
Alright, so you have seen the armies and you have seen the table. We are about to get stuck into the Maelstrom. Alright, deployment is complete. The Eldar have decided not to try to seize, so we're going to walk down the deployments first.
So starting from the closest board edge, the Vindicator with the siege shield, I placed him inside on my right flank since he doesn't have to be concerned about immobilizing himself coming out of terrain. Immediately next to him is the warlord and his 6 biker squad. Then across the middle of the army up front is the pair of Baal Predators with the 2 full 10-man tactical squads behind each one of them. My Razorback squads are kind of on the back line to provide long-range fire support, and my far left is being held by the 10 Devastators. And then, of course, the Dreadnought is going to come in on turn 1.
Alrighty, so yep, got a set up there. Vindicator's ready to just do some urban reconstruction, get this crud out of his way so he can do his advancement. Then we'll move over here to the Eldar.
Alright, so starting on this flank, I've got a Wave Serpent holding each flank with the Falcon and the Fire Prism behind the buildings with another Serpent in the center. The Dark Reapers are inside the Falcon. Avengers are inside the Serpents. The Bikes and Guardians are going to walk on from the edge, and the Sweeping Hawks and Warp Spiders will be deep striking.
Alright, so you have seen the armies, and you have seen the table. Battle commences as the Blood Angels and the Craftworlds go to war.
Okay, so turn 1, top of turn 1's winding down here. There's a whole lot of movement, not a lot of shooting. All of the heavy support tanks moved up along the baseline and caught cover so that they could provide fire support the next turn. We got the tactical squads advancing behind them, using them for an armored wall. Bikes moved up on the flank to try to keep us from being completely outmaneuvered. I kind of mispositioned my Razorbacks and couldn't get shots with them this turn, so I left them on the baseline, kind of trying to minimize the incoming damage next turn. But the Devastators this turn volleyed at the Wave Serpent on the very end, and through his cover managed to knock 2 hull points out of him. They actually got 2 penetrating hits, but the Serpent Shield turned them both into Glancers.
Alright, and then we also had this Dreadnought here, but he didn't do anything, did he?
David hit the table and fired his frag cannon, but couldn't get through the armor.
Alright, so no damage there, but 2 hull points out of the Wave Serpent, so that is Blood Angels turn 1, going into the Eldar half.
Alright guys, well, I have a little bit of cage rot going. It's been so long since I faced power armor, I forgot Predators are front armor 13, not 12. So I positioned all of my scatter lasers, moved up to target the Baal Predators, thinking I had easy shots at boxed vehicles, and completely screwed up my deployment. So I ended up just throwing a bunch of shots into the Dreadnought. Got one glance through with the fire prism, and that was it. The Falcon fired at the Baal Predator down there and did nothing. The Serpent down there on the end, with no other shots, went ahead and fired into the drop pod, hoping for first blood. Popped my Serpent shield, rolled a 2 for the number of shots, and then missed with one of them. I managed to get 2 glances with the scatter lasers on the drop pod, though.
Yep. So the Farseer apparently brought runes in a different language than he's used to, because nothing went their way that turn. However, there's still plenty of game to be played. Blood Angel Rebuttal is coming up.
Okay, so this turn was a fair bit more productive as far as doing damage to the Eldar. Let's see. We made a kind of a small advance along the front line here with the Baal Predators, and the Vindicator kind of slid out so it could make the shot. The Vindicator destroyed the Fire Prism with a fantastic damage penetration roll, and he failed his invulnerable save. Then the Dreadnought managed to kill the Wave Serpent, and then charged the squad of Dire Avengers that came out of it and killed 2 of them in combat, and they elected to automatically fall back and rolled a 6 for their run, so they got away from me, at least for this turn. The Wave Serpent down here that had 1 hull point, the Razorbacks made short work of him, just lucky through the damage rolls. The squad fell out. The heavy bolters from the Baal Predator on the flank then killed 4 members of the squad, but they stuck. So they are still in the fight. The Devastators fired on the Falcon in the corner, and it jinked, but it still did take 1 hull point of damage and was shook.
Alright, so there you have it. Eldar response coming up.
Alright, so I rolled for my reserves. Maganra and the Guardians failed to come in, as well as the Farseer and Jet Bikes. The Swooping Hawks dropped in back behind the just outside the building, shot at the Devastators, scattered 11 inches off with their blast after the ballistical reduction, managed to catch 1 Marine and did not wound him. Shot with all their little guns and did nothing. He made all of his armor saves. Lord Spiders dropped in behind the Baal Predator, killed it, went to warp jump over to the other side, and rolled Snake Eyes. So they got stuck in the street. Other than that, just some pilly shots here and there. Was not able to do much of anything other than destroying the Baal Predator.
And did these Dire Avengers down here regroup?
Let me roll that.
Okay. They did not. So how far are they going?
They're special.
Oh yeah, they're real.
And they still failed.
Oh wow, 11. So how far are they going?
5 inches. That will take them off the table.
Blech. Okay, so another little bit of crummy luck there for the Eldar, but they have some more soldiers in play. Blood Angel response coming up.
Okay, so we continue to push forward and press our advantage in this turn. Fired some heavy weapons, las cannons, and the Baal Predator at the Falcon, and got it down to 2 hull points. Immobilized it. It's incredibly important, because then the Dreadnought charged it, killed it in close combat. The squad fell out, but they passed their morale check, and they are not pinned. The Vindicator lobbed a shell at the last remaining Wave Serpent and got it pinned, but the Serpent Shield reduced it to a glance. The Warp Spiders dropped in behind the Baal Predator and killed it, so we kind of organized a pocket of fire to prevent them from jumping out of complete danger. They made their jump. We still managed to kill 2 of them. They passed their morale check. And on the very baseline here, the Swooping Hawks caught one of the Razorback squad's combined fire and have 1 survivor, but he did pass his morale check.
Alright, so we moved around, hoped to get several more kill points, but all we managed to do was just strip some hull points out. War Spiders moved up, shot the back of the Razorback, managed to get 2 pins, did immobilize it, but it is still there and the gun is still working. Farseer and Maganra did come in this turn. Farseer cast Doom on the Vindicator, Magan Ra shot it in the front and got 2 pins and managed to blow the weapon off. The bikes themselves shot at the side of the Razorback, did nothing. The Wave Serpent shot at the back of the Dreadnought, managed to get 1 pin through, but otherwise did nothing. And the Reaper managed to finally kill the Dreadnought. So he is finally out of my backfield, but it took the rest of my firepower to do it, and I did not kill as much as I would like. Waiting for the counterpunch going into the next turn.
Alright, so there you got it. Got a tie on kill points this turn as well.
Okay, so this turn was a whole lot of movement, not a lot of shooting. We're trying to reposition so that we can acquire some of the assets that are on the baseline that the Eldar still have in play. Put a whole lot of fire down, everything we could on the Dark Reapers down there. Their armor and their cover held up, kept them alive. Likewise with the last living Wave Serpent, put a little fire on it. Cover saves held up. But we did, with the 5-man tactical squad and the 10-man Devastator squad, jump the remaining Warp Spiders in close combat and kill them so that we are clear in our backfield.
Alrighty, so that is Blood Angels. Eldar response coming up.
Alright, so made some minor moving. Swooping Hawk tried to come in down here by the green bunker, that way I can stay out of line of sight. Scattered 12 inches off the board and missed out to where my opponent got to place him, so he got put there in the street, ready for all guns to fire. Wave Serpent moved up and flat out up there to get close to the objectives. The bikes moved up and they cast Doom on the bike squad, as well as Psychic Shriek. Psychic Shriek dealt 1 wound, managed to kill 1 bike. Magan Ra squad fired up. They could only see the chaplain, but any wounds that was dealt to him, he managed to pass off. Did not get any rend with him, but did deal several wounds and managed to kill 5 bikes total with them. Dark Reapers tried to get back behind the building, were not quite able to make it. So they could see that Razorback and put some shots into the Razorback and managed to get 2 pins on the Razorback, but it is only shaken.
Alrighty, so that is turn 4, right guys?
Correct.
Alright, going into 5.
Okay, so this turn was really just kind of trying to clean up his mobility and prevent him from stealing objectives that I have control. I circled up the Wave Serpent that he ran into the middle of the army and shot it to death using the Baal Predator after everything else kind of ineffectually bounced off. And then the Tactical Marines with the Heavy Flamer and the Chaplain and his lone biker buddy that's left finished off the Dire Avengers that fell out of it. The 5-man Razorback squad here behind the black building also finished off the last of the Swooping Hawks.
Alright, so that was about it. And the Dark Reapers took some fire but no damage, right?
Nope, I didn't have anything that could shoot.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought I heard them get shot at, but I guess I misheard. So, alright, that is the end of the Blood Angels. Eldar, bottom of turn coming up, and then we'll have a roll to see if we go to 6.
Alright, so the Farseer and his jet bikes moved up. We cast Doom on the Chaplain and his 1 bike buddy, and Guide on Magan Ra squad. Magan Ra squad killed the Chaplain and his bike buddy. The jet bikes themselves turbo boosted up onto the objective. The Dark Reapers scooted around and killed the drop pod. The Dire Avengers attempted to fleet over closer to the objective, rolled a 1, and then with their fleet rolled another 1. So that was my turn.
Alright, so see if it ends. Alright, so we play another turn. We will be back after the Blood Angels response. Top of 6.
So this turn we kind of just moved everything that was still mobile and put all guns down on the Farseer and his bikes to remove them from my table edge and take the threat away from my deployment zone. And I've got a lone Rhino that's making a run just in case we get another turn. Maybe he makes it and gets line breaker.
Alrighty. So Eldar response in the bottom of 6 coming up.
Alright, so began this turn to try and salvage some points, as if I was playing the ATC. Dire Avengers moved up along with the Reapers and the Defenders. The Reapers shot at the Rhino, managed to get a glance and 2 pins, and then his cover save for the Dire Avengers head saved 1 of them. So hoping to gain some kill points, Magan Ra had His scatter laser buddy split fire into the Razorback down there, did nothing. He fired 4 shots into the Vindicator and then 4 shots into that Rhino down there, hoping to take that last hull point out. Again, was not able to finish the job down there, but did finish off the Vindicator. And with that, that is game for Blood Angels victory.
Yep, so as always, give us a like on Facebook, a subscription on YouTube. Those are the quickest ways to see our new content as it comes out. We will be having more of these missions along the way. We will also have after-action reviews and army lists in the comments below. They'll give you a link to the blog to see that. As always, we thank you for spending time with us today at the Maelstrom.